gentlemen, we are live here with Lower Decks episode 7. How are you guys doing? What's up? What's new?
I'm
Not
good. I'm excited.
I'm doing okay. I just generally
Good
thought
morning.
good morning, everyone, or good evening, or good night, no, depending on where you are. I generally thought it would be really funny. Every single time you're like, right, we're about to go ready. Oh, I've just got to quickly go to the toilet. Okay, go now. Are you about ready? I've got to go do this
Not yet.
really quick.
So, what's new? Jamie, I actually haven't seen you in a few days outside of our texting discussions to discuss water issues.
Yeah, no. I have been north of LA for the last few days. I'm just coming down off of a little mini vacation.
Oh,
Yeah, me and the lady went to Carmel by the Sea. We went whale watching. We had nice dinner. We drove down the one, which California One Highway, which is very scenic and has been a dream of mine. And that's what I've been doing the last 5 hours or so, and just driving through the mountains there on the coastline. Oh my, do
Did
it.
you actually see whales?
Yeah, we actually saw
Nice.
a pot of five humpbacks.
oh,
They
nice.
they breached, saw the fluke. That one of them actually put a flipper up, and you know, I don't
What
think
was
they
it?
were saying hello, but
I'm assuming it was not Gracie or I don't remember what the name of the other one was.
uh, from Free Willy.
No, from Star Trek 4.
I was just thinking
Oh,
Star Trek 4.
yeah, okay,
The
yeah,
one
yeah.
with the
No,
whales.
it's the one from the Family Guy episode that says that it was in Star Trek
Oh,
4.
right.
Uh,
So
Yeah,
the actor whale that was in the
the
movie.
actor whale. Yeah,
That's why he was waving. He was seeing if you wanted an autograph.
yeah. It's like saw some seals, sea lions, which were great and fun, and I'm just. It was really cool though, because apparently the weather was a little different than it's been lately, and when we were driving back down from up there, when we were driving along the one, there was just a big marine layer that was coming in. And so we were driving in the daylight through the marine layer on the coast. It was so freaking beautiful. Recommend you do it if you get the chance.
Nice.
I'll be right
That's
over.
cool.
Yeah, come on over. We got you covered.
Yeah, it's a quick
Yes.
drive for you, right?
Oh, it's like 10 minutes down the road. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
Right,
you know,
right.
Yeah.
you got plenty of water to see as you're driving out here too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. I see lots of whales, some dolphins, some Vulcans, some Klingons, some ships. It'll be fun. It'll be good old time.
Apparently, we have a Highlands in California. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
Really?
Yeah. It looked like everything I see in the movies from back over in your part of the world there. But it like big rolling hills and rocky cliffs and coastline and everything. It was freaking amazing.
Huh. I'll have to make that drive sometime. If I have time, like next time I head up towards like San Francisco, maybe
Yeah.
do that part of
Yeah.
the way.
Needless to say, I have not watched any. I've not seen the new What If. I have not watched anything at all the last few days, so I don't have anything to report in that world.
I mean, sometimes it's nice to take a break, just kind of like clear your head.
Yeah.
I've
It was. Oh, sorry.
oh sorry no
I was going to say it was nerve wracking with COVID going on, but
yeah.
you know.
For me, I've watched. I caught up on. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but there is a series on Twitch called Artificial. It is their first real like scripted program that they're like co-producing. Um, it's set up like the basic story behind it is a scientist dude invents an artificial intelligence and then uh, inserts it into a like a robot android body and uses live Twitch streams as a method of teaching the AI how to be human.
Oh,
oh,
That sounds like a terrible idea.
yeah. I
Not the
mean,
It's
show.
yeah.
Just the as an actual situation.
Right. So last year I interviewed a lot of the guys from the show, and like even though they were going into season 3, like a lot of my questions, since this was all new to me, revolved around like asking them about like the 3 laws of robotics, and like being worried about about actually like turning AIs into Terminators, and the rise of Skynet and all that kind of stuff. So those were really fun. Uh,
Or just
Yesterday,
making computers hate young people.
right?
Right, I was about to say, like,
Children.
the dangers of having a comment section teach a like AI anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So that actually becomes like a pretty big plot point within the show itself too, is because they vote on things throughout the series on like character traits that the AI should have, or making decisions for how the AI reacts to certain situations, and it's like, is it really a good idea to put your hands like put the destiny of this thing into the hands of like a social media audience?
Let's be real, that's totally some nonsense that would actually happen though
Oh,
too.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, what we don't realize is it's actually an AI
Right, it's
putting
real.
on this show.
It's like,
So yesterday I interviewed Stephen Chang, who is one of the main characters from the show, and today I interviewed Bernie Sue, who is the creator of the show. He like this is like his second or third like high concept project like this. But he's won like a bunch of like Webby awards for other stuff that he's done. Artificial won a primetime Emmy in like the technical achievement category. So it's really kind of cool what they're doing. So that those interviews should be up either later this week or early next week.
Nice.
That's what I've been up to. Mark, what about yourself?
I built a shed.
You built a shed?
I know. That's
It's
it.
only
I
a
love it.
model.
Like by yourself?
I love your delivery on that so much. I built a shed.
Yeah, it's big. It's in the garden. It's just down there. It's like, it looks really pretty.
I believe you.
I'll send pictures. I'll send pictures.
Yeah.
It looks nice. So build a shed. I watched some TV. I watched the What If. Currently waiting for the next one to drop. What else? Downloaded Star Trek Elite Force 2. That was good. Played some Genshin Impact. And cried at the money being spent. But, just I build a shed.
Makes everything better.
It does.
Awesome.
It does.
What about you, Caitlin? I know today
Well,
you were probably sleeping a lot.
a little bit, yeah. I crashed like hard in the middle of the day because I had the What If watch along last night. And I watched the new Star Wars Visions show that is on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
It's all 9 episodes dropped. It's the Star Wars anime. I'm not a big anime person, but holy crap, is this show really good! It's like different styles of anime every single episode. It's not in the actual it's not in the Star Wars like saga canon. It's outside of the canon, so they're able to really play with the ideas of like the Force and Jedi and Sith in a way that hasn't been done before because they don't have to strictly adhere to the rules. The influence of anime and like Kurosawa is really clear in the show itself, so it's just really, really interesting and very cool. That is one like I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did, just because I was going into it like I like Star Wars, I know nothing about anime,
Right.
So that is one that I highly recommend because I think it's it's a pretty good gateway for like Star Wars fans into anime, but it's also just really freaking cool Star Wars stories. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and I'm looking forward to Star Trek Lower Decks because What If's episode last night was lighter than we've had for a while, which we talked about on the stream. But man, I think for like comedy, Lower Decks is what I like. Lower Decks is a nice little palate cleanser from the craziness of What If a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the past outside of last night's episode, the past few have been like dark. Like they've had some light moments, but they've ended kind of on a really dark streak.
What,
Yeah,
you mean zombie Thanos isn't happy?
Oh yeah, we said it on the stream last night. We're like, yeah, it got darker every episode for a month, and the one that started it was, oh, by the way, Hank Pym is a serial killer that's killing off like potential Avengers, and it gets worse by each episode. You're like, how do you explain that to someone? Like that sounds psychotic.
Hey, so I'm pitching you this idea. Think Michael Douglas as a serial killer. Like falling down? No. He's not having a bad day. He's just straight up murdering dudes.
He explodes the Hulk, but it's fine. There's no guts. Yeah. What?
What? You can do that? Well, I mean, he probably comes back together, but the point is made.
I just want to see Hulk that mishmashed back together, and it's just oh god, this is worse.
Now, I want to know which episode. There's still one episode left, right? Two episodes left. I want to know which episode it is because I heard a story, and I think we talked about this earlier. That I overheard that there was a writer who pitched an idea for What If, and Disney came back and said, "We need a different idea." Why? Because that's too close to one of the movies coming out.
That happened a lot. That happened with last night's episode, actually.
Did it?
Somewhere.
Okay.
So last night's episode, without spoiling anything, is the Party Thor episode.
Yes.
Initially, they wanted it to be Jane becomes Thor, and they were told, "Yeah, that's Thor: Love and Thunder. You need to do something else." And there was one that they pitched that they got told no to, I think, because they were like, yeah, that's the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so you can't do that.
That's the one that I heard was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but I don't know which episode that was.
I would assume 3 or 2, right? Because that's the one that started
T'Challa.
Yeah, that's the only one that's the most Guardians related.
Maybe.
So I'm it wouldn't be T'Challa becoming Star-Lord, but maybe whatever they initially had planned for this version of the Guardians of the Galaxy to do was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah. So random news, not well, I guess not too random.
Star Trek adjacent.
Star Trek adjacent. Scott Bakula, who played Captain Archer in Star Trek Enterprise, and Samuel Beckett in Quantum Leap, has been talking with the network about bringing back Quantum Leap. It's kind of funny because I mean it's not kind of funny. It makes sense because we were discussing earlier that it was left open ended. That it didn't really have a clear solid ending, so it left itself open to be returned to. There was talk in the past of doing made for TV movies, kind of like they did with Alien Nation after that had ended. But those never came to be. And now they're apparently actually in serious discussions to bring the series back. I'm kind of excited about that because Quantum Leap was one of the shows that really got me into sci-fi when I was a kid. Cause it was mid 80s. It was light sci-fi because the science fiction stuff happened adjacent to the actual storyline that was happening. So the science fiction stuff was a setting and not really the actual plot.
Yeah.
I can imagine they bring it back in in the first episode. It's Sam, so what have you been doing for these past 30 years? Bank fraud. Just been stealing money, funneling it into my bank account. What?
It's a living. I want to see
Gray's Sports Almanac.
I want to see Quantum Leap, but instead of just random scenarios throughout history, it's different sci-fi films or TV franchises.
That would be interesting. So, okay, let me ask you guys a question because this is something that the Star Trek audience and fans have been complaining about or debating about since Discovery launched. Discovery is a much more serialized show. It's not episodic. Whereas Lower Decks is clearly an episodic show. There's an overall plot line to it, but the episodes are very standalone. Strange New Worlds, the upcoming series, is also going to be more episodic. Picard is serialized. So the original Quantum Leap was also very serialized. There was obviously the overall plot line of him leaping from year to year, from body to body, trying to get.
Yeah, it was more episodic.
But it was more episodic. Yeah, sorry. Do you think the new series should take that same format, or do you think a more serialized, self-contained story would be a better route, based off of the modern audience?
I think it would depend on what channel it was on, honestly. If it's going to be on network television, episodic is kind of a safer bet, just because it's a little bit easier. I like episodic TV. I know that that's kind of become less, not liked, but like less popular by like the networks, even not necessarily even audiences. Like I enjoy having an ongoing storyline, but I also like being able to like watch an episode here and there and not be like super confused if I have to, like have to catch up, because there'll definitely be times where I'm like, I don't want to watch 6 episodes to understand what I'm about to watch. I just want to jump in and watch something for an hour to de-stress. So I kind of miss that. I like with Star Trek, for example. I'm really happy that the Strange New Worlds is going to be that like kind of classic OG episodic, which also fits because it's set before the original series, so that would make sense. I think Quantum Leap sets itself up really well to be episodic. I think if it was gonna be serialized, you would, because I haven't seen, I might have seen like 1 or 2 episodes of it, but I think if you're having a serialized like season with that, you kind of have the question of what's the ongoing story when he jumps into different bodies all the time at different time periods and different people. Like, how do you have something ongoing when you literally only have one continuous character?
Right.
I think also if you're going to go to different time periods, how is that going to kind of affect? Because when they did like the Doctor Who episode and they did some of the more political stuff, everybody complained because it wasn't right, or this shouldn't have happened, or just people complained in general, which the British public love to do. It's not number 1 thing.
American too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he got the.
I think the British
on that.
is probably more polite in how they're complaining.
Please, sir, do not put that on television. It is not proper.
Until you're at
like
the
a British person and a Canadian get into an argument.
Excuse me. No, you go first. No, you go first. You can go. It literally sets us into a circle.
But then the Brit has a pint, and then.
And it's like, it's fine. It's like,
the American is through the door, just like, get in here, screaming at him.
It's like, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to go that far. But I think with Quantum it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting how they're going to deliver with the political stuff. I reckon that they'll go more towards the future-ish type thing at the same time. So I'm just hoping that. But when Jamie asked the question of like going through sci-fi, I was generally like, if I jumped into Seven of Nine's body, then time travel so I can go back, keep that going. Oh, the warp's going to breach. Well, I know how to open a singularity to go back in time at least 50 years, and I'm fine. Woo!
Bye, crew.
Bye, crew. Well, 50 years and I'll be fine. I don't care, because as long as I stop that warp core, I know I'll jump. So if I just go back in time 50 years, it won't happen. Woo!
We're good. It'd be like a bunch of what ifs.
Oh, I'd love it.
With the 2 of them. For me, I think it depends on if they're looking to do a shorter series or a longer series. If they're going to go with like a traditional 26 episode, definitely do episodic. But if they're going to go with like 6 to 10, I would prefer serialized. I just finished a couple weeks ago. I think it's only got 3 seasons, but Stan versus Evil. Maybe it was 4 seasons. Really a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with it, but it was very. If I had been watching it weekly, I would have been turned off. I love McGinley and I love the rest of the cast in that show, but it set itself up to be serialized, and then it became episodic, but then it turned itself serialized again, and it took all the episodic plot points and congealed them into what it was serializing. And it seems like that might have been the case the entire time. It was like to have some one-offs that you didn't really need much backstory for, but did contribute to the whole. But it was a little jarring because I didn't know what I was supposed to be watching for a minute there.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like the pilot set you up to be like, you don't know what you're watching. This doesn't make sense. It's insane. Which is what I enjoy about it.
That's true. The pilot felt completely different than the rest of the series too.
That happens sometimes.
The pilot,
but I enjoyed the series.
Yeah, I like that show a lot too. It is ridiculous, and they're definitely. bit uneven. But it's fun. The pilot is like one of my favorite moments in TV where you like I just bust out laughing every time. It's that bit where he like finally goes home and you hear like that creepy singing that is like, oh god, there's a little kid singing, you're about to get murdered or something. And he opens the door and it's like his kid who is like 20 or something. Or she looks 20 or supposed to be 12. I don't know. It's something weird like that. And she just turns to him and goes, you haven't been home in 3 days. I haven't eaten anything but goldfish. It's so stupid.
And he's just like,
amazing.
Yeah, McGinley plays that kind of part so well.
So apparently we had an echo coming from somewhere since the beginning of the show. It should be fixed now though. I think. Thank you, Metal Ryan Gaming, for letting us know. I appreciate that. Hopefully it wasn't too bad for anyone who was watching previously. So on the front of some sadder news, Willie Garson, who he was in an episode of Voyager, so he is a Star Trek actor, but he was also in a number of episodes of Quantum Leap. He was in Sex and the City, White Collar. He was in a few episodes of Stargate SG-1. He passed away, unfortunately, yesterday due to complications from cancer that he had been fighting for a year or two. So that is sad, but hopefully he's not suffering any longer. So that's always good. So let's not be sad and get ready to watch this new episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. It's episode number 7, and it is titled Where Pleasant Fountains Lie. And I believe that is a reference to a Shakespeare quote. But I'm not 100% positive.
Shakespeare. The most British thing you can ever think of than tea. I know his quotes very well.
I thought the quote was "Let sleeping dogs lie."
Maybe
is that a Shakespearean quote?
Maybe let's see. Where
I will say yes, but if not, then the British have fooled everyone.
Where pleasant.
This saying originates from the idea that waking a sleeping dog. It applies.
Be and thou shalt be my dear. Feed where thou wilt, on mountain or in dale. Graze on my lips, and if those hills be dry, stay lower where the pleasant fountains lie.
There's an actual.
Oh, there you go.
A fine quote.
What is that voice, dude? It is freaking me out.
I believe it's it's typically British. Oh, have you ever seen Scrubs, when the janitor does the impressions and he tries to make everyone believe he's from different places? And it's like, oh, you got me there, you silly person, you. Oh, I will have my tea and crumpets in the lounge. Oh, that's the sort of thing there.
Yep, 100%.
For what it's worth, the "Let Sleeping Dogs Lie" is also British. Geoffrey Chaucer.
We're just
circa
gonna look
1380.
Up, British quotes. That's the show now.
It is not good a sleeping hound to wake.
To answer Ryan's question from the chat, he's asking, is this Star Trek an anime or? I'm not sure what the "or" is, since you cut yourself off.
No, it's not anime. It's it's Western animation.
Yeah, so it is animated, but it is not anime.
A cartoon. It's a cartoon.
Star Wars is the one that had the new anime show that just dropped on Disney Plus. Not Star Trek.
Same thing.
No.
They got spaceships. They shoot laser beams at each other. Pew pew pew.
Oh, okay.
Star Wars is space magic. Very different.
I mean, Hugh is kind of space magic.
Does he have a light sword? A laser sword?
He can make a light sword.
He could make one if he wanted to.
That's all I want now. I want someone in the Star Trek universe to make a lightsaber and they do the noises themselves. Every Star Wars actor.
I would love for someone in Star Trek to reference Star Wars.
Yeah.
just some kind of a reference, just making fun of something, and just be like, "What do you want me? What do you want? A lightsaber?" It's just okay, well, there it is. Or just give it to Badgie. Let Badgie have a lightsaber.
I can imagine it'd be like, oh, I can't believe we're going to the galaxy far, far away. Shut up, Mariner.
Yeah. Yeah, or it'd be Boimler, but yep, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Shut up, Boimler. No one knows what you're talking about.
Or I don't know. Rutherford might make the joke. Like that kind of seems
Yeah,
like a
but
very.
then it would be cool. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Rutherford makes it. It's cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then someone comes out and goes, "Shh, that's the other franchise."
Right. Well, he was in the voice actor who plays Rutherford was in an episode of Mandalorian, so he could make the reference.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Which episode was that? Like I remember. I remember seeing
season
him.
Season 1. It's the episode where they help the village that has their shrimp farm for some reason.
Right.
Yeah. It's the one with the ATST, the smaller walker, the two-legged walker that they have come out the forest.
Yeah.
I actually used to see him.
The character that's
I used to see him perform all the time at UCB. He's hilarious.
Oh, he's so funny. He was also in Loki.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
He
the
was
desk
my
with all
favorite
the
character.
He was so great.
He was my favorite character, Casey.
Casey. That's
What
right.
is this? It's a Tesseract. Okay, stupid name. Whatever.
I was really hoping that they would give him more of an arc, or maybe it would turn out that he was another universe character or something.
I mean, he could come back in season 2.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to get you like a fish. I don't know what that means. And then later, he said he was going to turn me into a fish. That's not what happened.
So good.
I can imagine them bringing out a baby Neelix to be like, "Oh, we are competing with little baby Yoda as a little baby Neelix." I'd be like, "Oh, just keep no."
I don't know that would work.
That's going to be the episode of Quantum Leap for you. They're going to go back to Neelix.
Oh no! Can you?
Neelix will take over. He'll kill Scott Bakula and be like, "This is my show now."
Oh no! I can imagine if it was me jumping into Neelix's body, I'd find out what I had to do to kind of do it. And I'd be like, "Oh, so I have to save Kess from the warp core. Okay, well she's walking up there now. But if I create a load of crimes, I get thrown in the brig, or literally I could be killed. Great,
just
save Kess."
I was gonna say, like, would you set yourself on fire immediately or something?
Yeah, just push her out of the way. Look, Kess, I'm on fire. Oh God, I saved her from the warp core. I'm now jumping to the next body, and then literally like, oh, it's this time.
He like wakes up on fire.
Yeah, like, oh my God, and then be like reading the data pad and going, oh yeah, so you did die, and that's it.
It's like the meanest short ever.
It's gonna be like your hell is going to be you waking up as Neelix, and you're going to be stuck in like a Groundhog Day type thing, and it's just like every day, same thing over and over. You're just cooking for the crew of the Voyager.
I'd hate it. Be like, if I knew I could survive it, be like, computer, site transport, time for this date, and this date. This time, beam me into space. Override, cool, awesome. Save myself, jump into the next body, and then just literally just beams out into space. Pop.
I gotta kill Neelix. That's my real mission.
That's it.
Well, on that note, let's go ahead and get ourselves queued up and ready to go. I know you guys said that you were already set. Ryan, I don't know if you want to join us for the watch along or not. I'm not sure if this is your thing or if you're just hanging out. But we are watching it once again, episode 7, season 2 of Star Trek Lower Decks. It's available on Paramount Plus. We will not be showing the episode on the stream because we like having a channel without copyright strikes.
Yeah. Also, have you made it sure that the sound doesn't go through onto the stream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that an issue last week?
So so last week I didn't route the sound through my headphones, so it was coming out from my speakers. So like the first minute was on the stream. I was like, I'm gonna cut that out. Just go away.
It was you this time.
Mm-hmm. But I fixed it before anyone noticed, so we're good. We're good.
Nice.
So let's go ahead.
My favorite bit last week was, aside from obviously the red shirt gag, which was great, but I'm not even gonna lie. Like the second the red shirt group came on, I went, Jennifer, no. She's like my favorite character now.
I knew that you were gonna be waiting for Jennifer.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, I need Jennifer because it's the weirdest. Like, it's such a like bland name, and I love it so much. It's like there's literally an episode of Star Wars Visions where a character comes on and they're like, "I'm Ethan," and you're like, "I'm sorry, you're what?"
I mean, Jennifer is one of those names. I have learned in my years of dating, don't date anyone named Jennifer.
Oh.
I've gone out.
Did you play The Witcher a lot?
No, but I have gone out with 3 separate Jennifers, and none of them ended well.
So now I'm just thinking
Nice.
of Jennifer's body. That film. They tried to kill you.
That also did not end well for a lot of people.
What are you talking about? That ended great. It was a happy ending.
All right. Well, are you guys queued up and ready to go?
What are we queued up at?
I'm at 0.
0.
Oh, we're at Z? All
Me
right.
too.
All right.
I'm good.
Cool. Great. So let's go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Did you hit play on play or 1?
Yes.
I'm play.
But the clock at the bottom here isn't working.
Again?
Yeah.
Huh.
I love it.
Do you know who that voice is?
It's very familiar.
You know what's going to happen in this episode.
It's one of your favorite actors.
Oh,
Jamie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Is it him?
Yeah, it's him.
Really? Yay!
It
doesn't
Jeffrey
sound
Combs.
like him. It doesn't sound like him at all. Sorry, yes, the mystery, Jeffrey Combs.
I think this queen was taking lessons from your British accent earlier.
Oh, it's the funnest thing when you're in a Star Trek across the universe. Ooh. Let me get my Earl Grey. Spot of tea. Ooh. We British do love a spot of tea.
One of my favorite things with Star Trek is when the aliens are humans, but they're wearing just like super random costumes that look like they're from some point in Earth's history.
I'll never get over just the dog that had the like alien antenna like headband on. I remember seeing that and be like, "What? Why was that acceptable?" Y'all are like, "Yeah, it's an alien." It's like it's not. That's Fluffy from down the street.
I don't know why I really enjoy this bug thing that's attached to the ship.
Me too.
I just have a feeling that the Paxton are going to grab a Borg cube at some point.
Oh, God.
I would hate it.
Well, the Borg are supposed to be in the second half of the season at some point.
I think so, yeah.
There's only 3 like 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's only 3 episodes after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also enjoy when they reference the Daystrom Institute. I don't know why.
Ha.
What?
You're gonna spray the computer crates down with water?
Seems like a
this
great
isn't
idea.
gonna be good.
No, but I like that ship.
That
That's
looks
quite nice.
sleek.
Wait, was the queen his mother?
Yeah.
Yup. What? What?
I'm assuming
What?
he doesn't mean with
What
her.
is-
No, not with her.
Ew, no, of course not. I'm sorry. He just said hello by saying, "Sorry, Ma, I'm not having sex."
Hopefully, he didn't mean with her.
Stop putting that out as an option.
Fun for the entire family.
I love that there's like a planet of dragons that got colonized by Ren Fair types. I'm like, that's amazing. Gross.
I love his eye. It's all 8-bit.
Yeah.
It blinks. You're taking advice about etiquette from a pirate.
You know.
Love it.
Oh, look at the Starfleet on the bottom of her shoes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Uh-oh.
I like the
This could
like
only end in
animation for
fun.
when they're traveling in hyperspace.
You
Yeah.
enjoyed what?
The animation when they're traveling like through hyperspace, where you have the different colors.
Oh, advertisement.
Commercial. All right, we're gonna pause.
Yep. Have you had your rover today? Why not test drive this brilliant new car that only 10 out of 80,000 billion Americans have? Tesla.
There are
man,
80
remember
billion
that-
Americans, though.
All right, I've got myself paused at 650.
650. I'm at 656.
Me too.
Let's go back to 650. There we go. Oh yeah, black screen.
Yeah.
I'm at 12 seconds of this commercial.
What's it a commercial for?
Well, it just changed to a 360 smart bed. It helped keep you effortlessly comfortable. I can't effortlessly talk.
Is it working? Do you want one of those?
No.
Why would you need a smart bed?
Track your
what do you
sleep
want a
while
smart
you
bed?
do it.
I don't want.
I don't want a bed. I don't want a bed that can do like any crazy nonsense when I'm sleeping.
I mean, I
don't
guess it
trust
depends. Is the bed smarter than me?
Well, if it's hooked up to the internet, then somebody else could hijack it and squish me.
Right? It like closes on you and you suffocate.
Yep.
Yep.
That happened.
that.
That did happen in a movie.
Now get your vitamin C, guys. Up and we're back.
All
I'm
right.
at 650. It was at 650, Josh.
All right. So let's go ahead and restart the episode. Well, not from the beginning, from 650. You can go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Uh-oh. I don't think they landed very well.
They'll be all
Textbook
right.
landing. It's textbook landing.
Yeah. Any landing you can walk away from.
I didn't need that sound.
Didn't she do that like an episode or two ago too?
Yeah, earlier in the season.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Now they've got the computer with program with them, right?
I think so.
That's what they're transporting? Yeah.
Yeah, the evil one.
Yeah.
Ew.
What? Oh.
Very true. Oh, it is him. I can totally hear him now.
Come on, friends. To be fair, you just found out your replicator is not going to make, like, water.
I mean, it might. They just have to ask for something other than water.
Ask for black licorice.
Maybe.
This is the most Star Wars we're ever going to get. It's the fantasy sci-fi combination.
Huzzah.
Oh my god, amazing.
This ship is ridiculous.
She's just dancing. What is she doing?
Have you ever been to like a Renaissance festival? Don't people do that
No,
there?
I want to.
I have never been to one.
I've never been to one. I think that it would be very fun to go. I also don't think I would want to dress up though.
No.
They're super fun.
Unless we went like time travel day.
Oh, are you one of the people that like is the Star Trek party crasher?
Oh, I would totally do that.
I want a spaceship that's got like dragons on it everywhere. Right? That's amazing.
That sounds like a great idea.
Or they could just throw the computer at that thing.
Yeah.
That would work. It's gonna be friendly. It's gonna be friendly.
Do you think this is real, or do you think they're stuck in a simulation that the evil computer is set up?
Oh, that's a good
question.
That's a very good. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I think he was lying.
But not lying to cause trouble?
What's he going to do from her iPad?
She hasn't tried asking for black licorice yet.
Right? He just ripped her shirt in half to make like papoose for a computer.
And he still has a shirt on.
Well, yeah, he wasn't going to use his shirt to do it.
I like haven't thought about the entire show until last week, but these two are literally red shirts that have somehow survived.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You study abroad?
Ah!
I was about to say that tree branch is gonna break.
Ow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Random
oh no, oh no.
liquid.
Oh.
Oh.
I like that they have the mustaches.
I think I would rather die of dehydration than be drinking the black licorice fruit.
I have rights. Crabs.
He's kicking them. Oh my god.
I bet it's all fake.
To be fair, Boimler, you fell out of a tree. So.
I feel like my eyes look like that all the time.
Oh no, she really did it.
She also isn't wrong. He fell out of a tree like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Why are you guys splitting up on a weird planet?
Because it's the best idea.
Huzzah!
Now, to celebrate, here's a chick that you can bang.
Yep.
Oh no. Is this about to get really weird?
Yes.
Yep.
Yay, really weird. I like really weird.
Or not.
Did you just blow the ship up?
Oh no.
Oh my god, did
Oh,
she
no.
just fake her death?
Oh,
Had to have. Had to have.
I mean, we know he's not really dead.
yeah.
I would assume.
Tandy.
Advertisement
Oh, no.
break.
All right, pause.
I have never seen a cat look so genuinely sad. I have cats.
Animated or real?
Yep.
Just take away its box and it'll be fine. It'll be like, what? What are you doing there?
They don't look sad then. They look ready for revenge. Totally different.
All right, I am at 16 minutes even.
16 minutes even.
A black screen?
It is a black screen.
Okay.
The best kind of screen.
What's the advert
What's your
for?
new commercial for?
Oh god. I don't want to talk about this one.
That sounds really good.
Ooh.
What is this?
Do you want cream?
It's
Cream is good for you.
Hemorrhoids.
What's the diabetes pill?
Do you want
nice.
cream?
I didn't know it was a medicine, but I didn't know which one.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're targeting me with diabetes pills. I have it. When you do advertisements and whatnot, do you click so they can target you, or do you just turn off all of that so they don't follow your data and then they just give you whatever?
Well,
I try and turn it all off, but
yeah, I mean, for me, like, unless I go to a website that requires me to have advertisements on it for me to view the content, I have an ad blocker on my browser, so I never see ads.
Yeah.
But on the sites that the ad blocker doesn't work on, I usually get ads for stuff that I was searching for. So
yeah, I'm lazy, so I'm just
and
like,
we're
well,
back.
Dope.
Everyone's watching anyways.
Yeah.
What are y'all at?
All right, I'm at 16.
Okay.
All right, so let's go
ready?
ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
I feel like that evil computer is heavy, right?
It's
gotta
be.
Think. I wonder if there's a wreckage of some.
There's gotta be something there.
Yeah. Like maybe there's even a Star Wars reference in the junkyard.
I mean, this looks like
can
Jakku.
Get us in. Boimler.
Boimler's gonna
get
fuck
it together.
Shit up.
She's a fractured arm, you nut job.
Yeah, why is he going insane?
Because he's listening to the computer.
Yes.
It's the fruit that they drank. It did something to him.
I was gonna say it's the fruit.
Yeah.
Boimler, what the shit? Is he really this stupid?
I mean,
I normally no, not that stupid.
Right?
He's
They're smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a king now. Like, that outranks a chief engineer.
Not yet. He hasn't, like... Wow.
Will it hurt?
What if none of this is real?
Like the entire episode? The entire part of him is alive. He's in the bricks.
All parts of him. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go with the things are not as they seem, except for the this part maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But not the other one.
Boimler, you can't be this dumb. Listen to that music.
You know, from the front, he kind of looks like Plankton from SpongeBob.
Yes. I see that.
Yeah. Hey, Tendi! Look, she faked her death so her son will go have sexy times.
What?
That's the weirdest way that. Destroying. Yeah.
What?
What?
Body checked.
Oh, that's so good.
Just skip foreplay.
What is this civilization?
How is he so ripped?
Because he's got to get his frustration out somehow. Was he just not wearing underwear?
Nope. What?
Ew. Ew, what?
What kind of alien was that on the chair?
Yo.
It's definitely plankton.
That's not a thing.
What is that alien in the back?
I don't know.
And tackled her while she's a fractured arm?
Yeah, right?
You know, she kind of had it coming a little bit.
Really? He fell out of a tree. Like, outsmarting a computer is different than him, like, beating
a dick to
evil
her.
giant centipedes. Why is everyone eating cake?
It's a celebration.
It's celebration.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to live in a castle with dragons? What's wrong with you?
Starfleet. Everyone's just eating cake.
Right? It's a giant cake. It looks like a very small amount of that has been eaten.
I'll have some.
Pour your coffee on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Self-aware megalomaniacal machines.
Oh my god, it's gonna turn into just
so
a
many.
sassy machine off.
One of those is the CBS logo.
Wow, so that happens a lot in Star Trek, it looks like.
I wanted something like at the end of like last week's episode to pop up. That would have been fun.
That's funny. I need to go. Okay, so there's two things I need to go back and look at. We need to find out what that alien on the ship was.
I can't get over the Queen saying he's destroying his virginity. What the hell is that? My royal guards are trained to like not do foreplay. What?
Mwahahaha.
I mean, I guess that makes more sense than losing it, because like you don't lose it because you can't get it back. can't go
Destroy
find it.
seems way worse. Destroy seems way worse. Like, I don't want anyone, like, I never want to watch a show where they're describing sex and they use the word destroy. I just don't.
I think the worst thing is it's like your mother. Can you imagine like you're sitting at home having a drink, watching TV, and your mum comes in and goes, "Have you destroyed your virginity yet? Get out there, champ. Good game, good game."
Reminds me of
I am so glad I was not drinking when you did that.
Okay, what was that movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar? Cruel Intentions.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh. No, Cruel Intentions, where she was what's his name, sister, but they were like step siblings.
Yeah.
But she
right.
Why is that a trope? So messed up.
I don't know, and I also don't know what this alien is. Let me get a screenshot of this.
What's a one horn? Here, I'll see if I can't find anything myself.
Let's see.
Horned alien, Star Trek, Lower Decks. It's a horn.
Yeah, just one horn.
What is it? One eye, one horn per giant purple people leader.
It could be another Mugado.
They weren't that smart though, were they? Like they weren't like running their own ships.
I don't know.
All right,
I love you. Like they weren't that smart. He's on a ship that crash landed and he died. How
solid
smart
point.
was he?
Solid point.
It's not a Gorn.
No, I'm looking at the 50 greatest.
That's what I'm looking at as well.
Oh,
Damn,
yeah.
a geek.
All right, I'm gonna put this up on
it's
the
not
screen here so everyone can see what we're looking at. All right. So I sent it to you guys in the chat so you can take a look at it. I've got it up here on the screen so everyone else can see. If anyone who's watching, there are 6 of you guys here. It looks like if any of you know what this alien is, please let us know because I don't recognize the uniform. I don't recognize the horn on the head, or the ship design.
It's a Mugato.
That's what we had a few episodes ago, though. They're not quite the. I mean, maybe if a Mugato evolved.
Maybe
it looks like a person unicorn.
Yeah. And they're large. They're very large.
See, horned Star Trek aliens.
That's what I wrote in too.
Yeah, Gorn is the only thing that I see coming up, and Mugato. But the Mugato doesn't look like it's the right shape.
No. And the Gornet's obviously not.
I know this episode was supposed to prove that like Boimler can handle himself, but like he outsmarted something, yes, but he couldn't really handle himself physically. So I sort of get where Mariner's coming from. I can't get over the fact he's like, I want to wrestle giant evil centipedes that spit acid, but also I fell out of a tree, so that should work well.
You know.
And I tackled my teammate who had a broken arm.
It's kind of the branch's fault.
It's a dried out tree in the desert and you grabbed a like super weak looking branch. That's on you for poor planning.
And then he kicked it and it fell.
Yeah.
Well, it's not in the 50 best alien races wiki.
It's also not the unicorn dog.
Aww.
Is that a thing?
Grim.
Yeah. So Spock had a unicorn dog.
Nice. Is that like the dog that Tendi built and very much thought it was how dogs were supposed to act?
So, definitely very similar.
We can definitely rule out it's not Icheb. So
no, it is not Icheb.
Maybe it's an evolved Neelix.
Without spoiling anything.
2.0.
Without spoiling anything from What If, because I know Jamie hasn't seen it, there was a unicorn planet mentioned, and I now just want to go there. That is amazing. That's like the second worst dog alien costume I've seen on Star Trek.
I'll throw that one up on the screen here too, so that people can see what exactly you're talking about.
You're never gonna beat we stuck like little kid alien antenna headband on a dog. That's always gonna win for me. That's like crappy college film style of this is a sci-fi show.
It reminds me of Scrooged, where Bill Murray was trying to they were trying to figure out how to put the antlers on the mice, and he's like, "Oh, let's just staple it on there." And they're like,
"Oh my god!"
Karen Allen was like, "What? You can't do that."
I never understand that. Let's just do that because sci-fi.
Yeah, why not? I also don't know if black licorice was a thing from Star Trek or not, or if that was just like a random thing that came up in this episode.
Well, it's very true. Why ever it popped up, man, black licorice is awful.
Oh, it is.
Oh.
That's why I don't like black licorice. I don't like Jägermeister. And
I think my favorite part is that they crash on an alien planet, and instead of being like, computer, we need water, she basically ordered an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Like cold iced tea.
Right? Splash lemonade. You're like, really?
Sometimes you want something refreshing.
Also, the computer said black licorice dry. Like, you had the option of black licorice as a drink?
Or wet.
Yeah, right? Licorice? Like, what is that mean?
That's even worse.
Like, here's a melted Twizzler.
Just like gooey. It's just like gooey.
I'd imagine it's worse than Neelix's cooking, so it'd be just disappointment times 10.
What are you talking about? That is Neelix's cooking. That's his version.
Oh yeah, maybe that was his recipe for dry black licorice.
Yeah, in the replicator system. Oh, can you imagine?
Best dessert ever.
So I can imagine eating like, oh my god, this is a really nice dessert. Where did it come from? Neelix, and just in the bin. Just throw it on the floor.
You just immediately throw up. You're like, it's the worst thing I've ever tasted. I've been poisoned.
So one of the other things I noticed from this episode is the name of the world that these guys were from was Hesperia. But that doesn't appear to be a place that has appeared in Star Trek previously. So it looks like that is a new creation specifically for Lower Decks.
The weird fantasy place where you have to have sex to become king.
Yeah.
The shocking that is not yet canon.
Well, didn't they mention something about Hesperia or a planet with dragons at some point recently? Maybe in this series?
Probably in this.
I swear I remember a mention of a planet with dragons, like as a joke, and then they're like, "Oh no, it really exists." Like
that
maybe
sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Maybe season 1. It might be
sense.
season 1.
I really hope we see Hesperia in live action. I want them to go to
Hesperia.
Like that would be amazing.
So
right?
There was a two-headed mechanical dragon in an episode of Star Trek: The Animated Series. There was a Vulcan science vessel survey of Berengaria 7, who had surveyed a species of flying reptiles that were over 200 meters in length and breathed fire. And that was an Enterprise.
Maybe
that also in,
that might be what it was.
That could be what it was. That was in the episode, the Enterprise episode Bound, which was season 4, episode 17. But then also Spock in the original series episode This Side of Paradise claimed to have seen a dragon when he visited that planet. And in 2269, James C. Kirk saw a species of flying dragons in the Lactra 7 Zoo in the rainforest environment, similar to Marivel dragons, and that was also the animated series.
I'm not finding any aliens with horns other than Mugatos. I wonder if they may have that creature show up like down the line.
Maybe I kind of like the crabs that were on that desert planet too. That just kind of like walked off with the computer.
Yeah, he's like crabs and starts kicking them. I'm like, wow, Boimler, you are not doing great for me this episode.
And it gave him a death stare too. It looked up.
Like
then went away.
It did the pincers, and it like sunk into the sand. I'm like, I was waiting for the crab's revenge. Like when there's.
So was I. Like I was waiting for like a swarm of them to just come in and attack.
Right later in the episode when he's like standing there, he's about to shoot Mariner, and all of a sudden, just the swarm of crabs overtakes him. This is what you get.
I reckon it'll come later.
You know what that could
Next
be?
episode.
It could be an homage to a character created on Star Trek Online.
Oh, really?
It looks like the unicorn dog, but a person.
Yeah, it's a very odd looking creature.
Also, it's kind of just the skeleton, so
that's also true.
Not...
We don't know what was over top of the skeleton.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want to grab a picture of this. All of the computers too.
Yeah.
That was great.
I want to see which ones of those are based off of Dell.
I would have laughed if they did a Borg one and they like, shut up, Terry. I'll assimilate you all. Goddamn Terry, shut up. No one cares.
That's all you say. Assimilate this, assimilate that.
No, I will destroy the Federation. With that code? Yeah, right. I'm like, this is going to turn into an evil computer sass-off. That is what this is now. Can you imagine working security? You're just standing there watching this. You're like, how is this my life?
And they can't do anything. So
right?
So as the security guard, you're just watching them talk about stuff that they can never do.
Never do. Now, do you notice, and it's in all these kind of things, like where they put, like even in Indiana Jones, when they put the Ark of the Covenant in the warehouse, it's in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like we left that one space in the middle that no one can reach right there. It's not
this one at least made a little sense because you weren't like stacking stuff on top, but like Ark of the Covenant, like you had to restack everything.
Yeah. It's like when you go through your files at home and you're like, man, why do I have them sitting like this? But then you don't bother with it.
That's what I'm doing with my comics right now. Like I have so many comics that I need to read, and I finally gotten them organized between like I have all of my Marvel comics separated from my DC comics, separated from my Boom and like everything else. But now I have to read them, and I have to reorganize them after I read them, so I know which ones I've read.
Read, unread, yeah.
So it's gonna be great.
I've got something for you. I've got something for you.
Here, I sent in the chat. There is the picture of all the computers. I've got it up on the screen here too, kind of in between us. So I see on the left, the only one that's powered on, like furthest to the left, is the CBSI logo.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Logo.
There's one that looks like a plug.
Yeah.
Then there's a Triforce.
There's the upside down Triforce.
Yeah, I see that one. There's also a no or prohibited symbol that's not powered on.
I feel like the one below the CBS logo is something.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of an arrow. The one underneath the Triforce looks like it might be what's his name from DC? Brainiac, maybe?
Yeah.
Could be Brainiac, or it could also be Shankara Stone from Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Indiana Jones, I just bought on Vudu, the quadrilogy was on sale for $30 for the 4K remaster. So
nice.
I gotta buy those.
You mean the trilogy plus that other one?
Yes. Yeah. Because it also did not come with the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. So, you know.
Yeah, I have those like physically as DVDs because I just took a bunch of the DVDs that my dad liked when I moved here. Like I have almost all the Indiana Jones. My dad was like, "Where'd all the Indiana Jones movies go?" I'm like, "You mean the ones that I collected? Those went to California with me."
So I have the box set of the of all of them except that like it's got all of them with a bonus material disc that is not Kingdom of the Crystal Skull because I got this long before Crystal Skull came out. But I wanted to upgrade. I was like, all right, well, you know, I've got them on DVD, but you know, I've got a Blu-ray player and a 4K television, so I might as well get the 4K editions. But the the discs at Best Buy and even on Amazon, they were like almost $100, and I was like, why am I going to do that when they're $30 on Vudu?
Yeah, it's literally the box that I have.
It's that was good. So I've got that. I've got the Star Wars, the original trilogy from Star Wars, the 4, 5, and 6 also on regular DVD, and like so all this stuff I'm looking at upgrading because I want to get the 4K versions. I want to get the 4K versions of the original Star Wars, but again, they're so expensive to get the disc, so I'm like, I guess I'll just get the digital ones.
Well, also, don't you have Disney Plus?
I do, and they're all on there. So
yeah,
so that's the other thing. Indiana Jones is not on Disney Plus though, which is why I ended up buying them.
Is it on Hulu?
Not on Hulu, not on Peacock. They're on Showtime, but Showtime does not have 4K.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You need to write a letter of complaint.
I do. And the Superman.
I think it was on Netflix for a while.
I think so too. Like they should be on Paramount Plus because they're Paramount movies.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The first three, and that other movie were all distributed by Paramount.
Showtime probably has a deal with them for a few more years, and then if Paramount Plus continues to stream, they'll bring it back.
Yeah, the new one, Indiana Jones 5, is being released by Disney though.
Yeah, because Lucasfilm.
What else is on my list I need to upgrade? Superman. I've got like all of the I've got a box set of all the Superman movies up to Superman Returns. But again, they're on DVD. I want 4K. But the weird thing is the bundles that they have on Vudu. Like I can either get, at least when I was looking, I can either get a set that includes the Donner version of Superman 2, but not the theatrical version, or I can get the theatrical version and not the Donner cut. I can't. There's no bundle that has both of them that I was able to find.
That's weird.
It is.
I wonder if one gives money to one camp and one gives money to the other camp, so they can't do it together.
Maybe. I don't know, because it's the set that I have has both the theatrical version and the Donner cut in it, which is why I bought it.
Oh.
But the weird thing with those movies are, because Richard Donner was let go midway into filming Superman 2, they had like they had like 75% of Superman 2 finished, and they had shot everything they needed for the first movie. But when they went in to configure the film, not only did they redo Superman 2, but they also took things that were shot for the second movie and put them into the first movie. So the first movie is also not Donner's original vision. So if you watch the first film and then the Donner cut of Superman 2, things don't make sense because you see them happening again. And it's just like, wait, why is that happening? So if you wanted to watch, because they were shot back to back, if you wanted to watch them in like as one cohesive thing, it doesn't make sense doing that with the Donner version. Like I feel like watching the Donner version is something that you can do on its own for just to see what it was, but not necessarily as like a rewatch of the whole thing, because it fits, but it doesn't. It would be like if you put in Zack Snyder's Justice League like in between Batman v Superman and the theatrical version of Justice League. You're like, wait, this doesn't make any sense.
So major disappointment then on both levels.
Yeah.
You mean the entire all three movies that you'd be watching when with the second versions?
Right. Like I don't know why I would do that to myself. Like Man of Steel was the best of the three.
I didn't like that one either
Really?
much. I don't like. It didn't feel like a Superman movie to me. It felt like a Kal-El movie.
I agree with that. I felt like he didn't become Superman until the very end of the movie. Like when he walked into the Daily Planet and put on his glasses, that's when like the split between Superman and Clark Kent kind of happened for me.
But like that's part of my problem with it, I think, is he never felt like Clark Kent or Superman for the majority of the movie. He was just this random alien dude with superpowers.
Yeah.
And like part of what's so cool and interesting about Superman as a character is he's kind of weirdly just a regular guy who's a genuinely nice person. And we did not really see that with this character.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Superman was one of my favorite characters growing up, and the reason I related to him and enjoyed the stories was because I felt, obviously I didn't have superpowers. I didn't have, I don't have super strength. I can't shoot laser
What?
beams out of my eyes or fly. But growing up Jewish,
So you say, but last week, man.
right? Sorry. Growing up Jewish in a primarily Christian area, I fit in visually with everyone else, but I was different, and no one could see how I was different or knew why I was different. So on that level, I kind of related to that because I was like, all right, well, he's the same thing. Like, he's Superman, but he's also Clark Kent. Superman is this identity that no one really knows about, because that's not what they're paying attention to.
Yeah.
So did you wear glasses and then take them off?
Yes.
Did you go in phone booths
when I
and
went to
spin around?
school, I would wear glasses, and then when I went to like services Friday night at the synagogue, I would take my glasses off.
Yeah.
You mean when you went to solve crime or stop crime?
Yes, at the synagogue.
At the synagogue, because there's tons of crime.
Specifically
your
at the synagogue in a small town in the middle of the Poconos.
All the crime at your synagogue when you were a child.
But the question is, did you wear your underpants on top of your clothes after that?
I tried to, but my mom told me no.
Oh, okay.
You're like, I'm ready to go. No, you are not.
Nope.
But in every good superhero story, there has to be a time where you rebel against your mom.
I mean, they were red.
There has to be a time where you
my underwear
overcome
was red.
challenges.
So I imagine this is how it happened. Joshua, how dare you wear your pants out? No, Mom, I'll do what I want. And that's your villain's arc story.
The supervillain origin story.
That's how Captain Underpants came to be, because his mom would not let him wear his underpants on the outside.
So he's like, fine, there's nothing else on the outside now.
Kind of segueing back to Star Trek and comics. There was a new Star Trek comic that came out last week from IDW. It's a next generation Mirror Universe comic.
The Mirror Wars.
Yeah, the Mirror Wars issue 0. Picked it up. I didn't read the last one. I didn't realize that this was a follow-up to another one, so now I have to go out and buy more comics because this one picks up where the last one left off, and I don't know where the last one left off. So like I'm coming into the story, I'm like, okay, this is cool, but why? What are they talking about? So now I gotta.
Yep.
That's like the one comic that I've read in the past like 3 weeks out of all the ones I bought, because I was really excited for it. I was like, oh man, this is a Star Trek TNG Mirror Universe comic, and then I'm like, oh, I need to know other things. So
you're like, I have 4 boxes of comics. This is the one comic I've read in a month, and I didn't even understand what was happening.
Now I need to go get more. I'm also confused because in Star Trek The Next Generation, there were a few Mirror Universe episodes, and O'Brien was on Deep Space Nine in the Mirror Universe episodes. In this comic, O'Brien is part of the Enterprise crew again. So I don't know when this takes place.
Oh, is it earlier?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's earlier before DS9 or if it's just like a parallel world.
Right.
Yes,
have the humans been conquered yet or not?
Anti-mirror world or something. I don't know.
Let's make the mirror world more complicated. That's what we need.
The art in this is great though, because it's loosely looks like all the characters from the show, because I'm sure they probably didn't want to pay to get the licensing fees to use their actual likenesses.
Yeah.
But all the characters look close. Like I've seen some licensed comics where the characters don't look anything like their counterparts from the TV show. I think it was like Firefly, maybe.
That would make sense.
There was like a Stargate Universe one, and none of them look the same. It was super weird. But in this one, they're all super jacked. So like Picard is like he looks like J.K. Simmons, like just like huge. So, that's fun.
J.K. Simmons as a Starfleet captain would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
Or would
It's-
he be a corrupt admiral in Starfleet?
You mean because he's trying to kill Spider-Man?
Yes.
Bring me pictures of Picard.
He's just consistently trying to prove that someone in Starfleet is like a superhero, and literally all of them are like, "What are you doing?"
That's
Ensign
really what I
Kim,
want
he's
now.
the
Like
bad guy.
every role that J.K. Simmons takes has to just be a slightly different version of J. Jonah Jameson.
Just constantly throwing pads on the desk, going like, "That Odo, he's a bad egg. I don't like him. Founder, don't like it. Bring me pictures of him." And
He's a
like, oh, God damn it.
shapeshifter.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter. Can't be trusted. He just
But that
literally saves
Neelix guy, I like him.
Oh no!
I'm gonna hire Neelix to be my cub reporter.
Why would you
He's
go
very
there?
straightforward because he's like, "You get what you get with Neelix. That's what I like."
Bad food.
He makes the best red alert chili ever. Well, okay then.
Oh, quick question. Maybe one of y'all know this, or maybe it's just me making assumptions and connections. But is Jason Isaacs' character in Discovery supposed to physically resemble Archer?
I don't
Like,
think
is that
so.
an on-purpose thing?
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
Like Archer from the FX series.
No. Sorry, the captain of the Enterprise from the series Enterprise, Scott Bakula's character.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Although that would be great.
Kind of does look Archer-esque.
I was like, that's the only Archer that comes to mind. So I was real confused.
How far into Discovery are you now?
I'm only 8 episodes in, so I have not gotten to what becomes of him or what.
Right. I'm trying to remember what was the last thing that happened that you saw?
I don't remember. I've been on vacation for 4 days. He's back on the ship. The last episode I saw was the second episode with Rainn Wilson.
Oh, that episode was so much fun.
Yeah.
That's a great episode.
It was so much fun.
I watched the first season like the year it came out and then fell off, and I'm also now like, cool, I gotta actually rewatch Discovery because I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember Rainn Wilson. He was great.
Fantastic.
In general, I'm just a really big fan of time loop episodes.
Yeah.
Like after a while, they kind of get they get a little old if they don't do something like new with them. But in general, just like the idea of time loops, I'm usually a fan of. But
I thought they did something pretty new with that episode.
Yeah, that combined with Rainn Wilson, like that's great because like
being
to
just
me,
like super snarky.
Well, so I feel like Rainn Wilson's version of Harry Mudd is almost like if Dwight was like left alone on a spaceship by himself for like 3 years, he would have turned into Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd. Yeah, I could totally see that.
That's amazing.
It's just like he's I mean, I don't know that I could say evil. Like he definitely does bad things, but he's also just like like that snarky, just like funny.
It's like the when Dwight bought the building and then he was the landlord, but he still worked there. You know, he wasn't being evil, but he was definitely a dick.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in this episode.
Yeah. Or it's like when he does the fire drill to prove that they're unprepared for a fire, and you're just like, that's not how you do that, dude.
But in this instance, it would have been like if he started a fire in the building to prove that they weren't ready, and then when everyone dies, resets the time loop. It's like, look, I told you guys you weren't ready.
Take it from the top, people.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be fun. Because I could totally see Harry Mudd doing that.
Now there needs to be a new spin-off Star Trek series where it's done like The Office or documentary style.
Sold already, greenlit.
I want it to be like the characters from Lower Deck style, so where it's like the ones who are real bad at their job and they're the lower level people.
Well, it would have to be like at either Starfleet Academy or at Starfleet itself.
Yeah.
Just like a random like mid-level like maybe like whatever the Starfleet equivalent of the DMV is. Like that's
yeah, like Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
So it'd just be called Quarks, and that's it.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'm in. I'm sold.
When they doing like a Starfleet Academy type show that they were going to do live action, and it was all about following cadets going through like day one and stuff like that. I remember hearing that.
Before Voyager, they were working on a Starfleet Academy series, and Tom Paris, Robert Duncan McNeil, who had been in the TNG episode where Wesley got in trouble for doing that weird maneuver thing and trying to cover it up. He was one of the guys there. His character from Voyager originally was supposed to be that guy. Because they brought him, from what I understand, I don't know how accurate this is, but from stories that I've read, they wanted to do a Starfleet series and they wanted him to be in it, or a Starfleet Academy series. And they wanted Robert Duncan McNeil for it, but that fell through. And then they were like, okay, well, we're gonna do Voyager and we're doing this thing for the Maquis. Kind of makes sense for his character, so let's bring him into that. But because of a situation with the rights to the character, because they would have had to pay the person who wrote that episode who created his character for it, they decided to make him a new character instead.
See, I would have just like the way you're like, oh yeah, it's that name. Yeah, my name's Bob. Yeah, I don't go by that. My name's Tom Paris now. There we go. £5 to that person.
Tom Paris was, Bob Paris was my my twin. I am Tom Paris, his brother.
Was he a transporter clone?
Yes. Oh man, that would have been a great way around it. They just make it yes.
We gotta see the Boimler transporter clone at some point in the next
season, right?
I reckon he will. I reckon probably end season.
Probably the last episode. I would imagine that would be where he's at.
Also, Boimler had like a cool haircut last week that's just gone now, apparently.
Well, yeah, they remade him. Like they gave him a makeover. They put the pads, in his uniform. They got rid of those.
But his hair, I'm like, that's cool Boimler, because he's got like the shaved around. I'm like, that looks cool.
The Captain Boimler look. What if Boimler clone gets assimilated?
Oh, I was thinking
that would be great. But see, that's also like with the haircut and him not having it that week. That's one of the things that you get to do with episodic TV, because Lower Decks is very episodic. Like there is very clearly an overarching plot, but the episodes, you have no idea how much time passed between each one.
Well, not only episodic, animated. Like if they'd actually done that with live action, and it's like, well, we only did a haircut for an episode. That might be the finale.
Yeah.
Wigs.
When Riker came back and he completely new look.
Right, yeah, he's like, he has a beard. What? Okay, bearded Riker or non-bearded Riker? What's your preference?
Bearded Riker. Bearded Riker, always bearded Riker.
Like, honestly,
he's achieved manly.
How are you asking this? All three of you have beards.
Exactly.
Well, I honestly forgot that he was clean shaven at the beginning. Because the Riker in my head, was it season 1? I felt it was like season 1 and 2.
It might have been season 2 as well.
But I remember in my brain, I only can think of bearded Jonathan Frakes.
When does Riker get a beard? Season 2. There you go. It was only season 1.
Season 1.
He got the beard in the season 2 premiere.
He just randomly had this giant beard, like.
Yeah. End of season 1, completely clean shaven. Season 2, baga.
That's awesome. That'd be hilarious too if it picked up and it's like 2 minutes later and the beard is just there and everyone's like, like there's like, you don't have them ever mention it, but you definitely have people going like, how did that happen?
They actually make some comments.
No one says anything. He just has a beard randomly. That's great. Yeah, let me see what I can
It's just
do
you can
here.
imagine it is like, okay, Jonathan, do you want to come sit in? We really love the fact that you're doing Riker. You are perfect. You're what we want. We want something a little bit different. What can you bring to the table? I could grow a beard, and that's it. Sold.
Perfect.
I just
But you
dropped
can't.
in our chat the a picture. I just covered ourselves up with the picture too. We'll make that a little bit smaller. I'll put it here so that people can
He
see us.
looks like 20 years old.
Yeah. Oh, he looks so young with it.
So he had to be like.
I mean, he was younger then too.
Yeah, he had to
but-
be like late 20s, early 30s when the show started. Let's see. How old
That's the
is...
fresh-eyed, like, little fresh-eyed freshman that walks into your college class, and you're like, oh, that hope in your eye will die very soon, friend.
See, Jonathan Frakes is 69 years old. He was born in 52.
Nice.
Wow.
So when he was on Star Trek Next Generation, premiered in 87. So in that first season, that would have been probably like 86. So he would have been 34.
You mean 12 with that look?
Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so here's one that we can't be impartial on. Visorless or visored Geordie?
Oh, Visor Geordie. That's how I've always seen him.
Yeah.
That's so
Geordie.
cool.
But you don't like the whole eye thing that he had going on later in the movies?
I mean, those were dope too. But the visor, like, I mean, to be fair though, I never understood the point of the visor. Like, I understood what it did, but 400 years in the future, they couldn't figure. They didn't know how to replace his eyes.
See, I actually kind of liked that. It for me that was like, oh, good, they haven't figured out everything.
No, they figured out how to break you down into your like cellular
Components.
makeup and remake you, but eyes, darn it, they're just too hard.
I mean,
Can't figure that out.
To be
Macular
fair,
regeneration.
to be fair, when Star Trek came out in the late 60s, all of the technology on the ship looked like the technology of the future based off of what they thought it would be in the 60s. So in the 80s, when the like mid to late 80s, when they were like, okay, what can we do with this guy's eyes? They didn't really have the CGI capability of going in and giving him like weird looking. They could have given him like maybe contact lenses, but I don't even think that technology back then was that advanced. Like, they would have been like weird.
No, those would have been those are called scleras and scleras. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. And they hurt.
Mhm,
I've actually had to work with them. You can do them for a little bit, but for doing a 26 episode series, you don't want to put those in your eyes.
Yeah, that'd be rough. But now, like you know, who would have known in 1986 that now they actually have like video sensors that they can implant into your ocular nerve,
and stimulate your brain.
Yeah, so
Yep.
so you can see it's low res. It's not it's not a high res thing, and I think it's only black and white right now. But
You can see like the Predator.
More
That
or less.
seems like
Just
a bad call. I'd rather not have people that have like essentially TVs in their eyes, just walking around, driving.
Well,
you know.
I don't know if you're allowed to drive with that.
I don't think so.
Like,
I don't
like,
think
I mean,
you'd still have to pass
in
a
your
driving.
head. Does that mean you're never gonna drive again?
Well, no. From what I understand, I think it's like a camera that sits on like glasses type things that you wear, but then it plugs into an implant that's connected to your head, so you would be able to take them off.
You're basically an augmented human at that point.
Yeah, kind of like the hearing aid things that like you've seen like little antennas.
The ones that and they stick into your
Yeah. Like, technology is coming a long way.
Wow.
There's now even a thing where they can put a wireless chip, like they can connect it to your brain, and you can control a mouse with it.
nice.
I like this.
As in an actual real mouse?
Yeah,
Or
like
a computer mouse?
like a rodent, like an actual mouse. Like, it's like Pickle
Fetch
Rick.
me my cheese.
Do
my taxes.
Now, at what point do you? Because like, I find all of that stuff fascinating, and I'm sure if ever I was at a point where I lost my hearing, or well, actually, I could just be personal. I have tinnitus, and
Me
so
too.
I can't hear, or I always hear something. I never hear silence. And if somebody were to come along with something and say, "Hey, I can cure your tinnitus, but I have to do an implant in your brain," I would consider it.
Oh,
I
so
would
would I.
actually consider it.
Like
But
I have to sleep with or I have to go to sleep with like some kind of a noise on. Like I need my TV
yeah,
or some kind
white
of a white
noise.
noise to kind of cover that up. Like it's not bad enough where like I can't I'm not I don't think I'm losing my hearing because
Right.
I hear everything fine. It's just that on top of everything I have like an electronic hum. Like it sounds like almost like when you walk into a room and a TV is on but there's
The
no
old tube
but there's
TV.
yeah you just hear
Yeah.
that like electronic hum.
Yep.
That's what I hear all
That's
the time.
that's exactly what I hear too. It's more in my left ear than my right ear. I can actually hear it in my left ear right now when we're not talking a lot. But I don't know if I think I might draw the line. Like they said, we got to put it in your brain, and it'll just take care of it. And then we may have to replace it every 10 years or so, or corrosion, whatever. Okay, cool. But if somebody said it has to be electronically, like remote controlled or Wi-Fi controlled,
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
I'm cool with
that I
that.
don't
Dude,
know
there's like
about.
pacemakers that are Wi-Fi controlled, and I'm always like,
Right?
that's for sure gonna get hacked and you're gonna
Yeah.
die. Like, there's literally episodes of like cop shows where that is how someone gets murdered. I'm like, how is
Yeah.
this not a concern?
They're gonna blow up your heart if you don't give them $5 million.
But I mean, also if you have a pacemaker, a microwave could set you off. So there's all kinds of issues that come with that.
Technology has come so far. The microwave killed them.
But at the same time, if I needed a pacemaker and for some reason I would want to be able to monitor it from my phone. Like if it had Bluetooth built in and I could log into it from my phone and be like, okay, everything is working properly. That would make me feel better.
I'd want to monitor it from my arm. I'd want like some beep bop boop bop thing in my arm.
That's next. Next.
Sorry,
Can you
beep
imagine,
bop boop
like-
bop.
You know, dot.
Also,
Can
you'll
you-
know if the pacemaker's not working. Like, I had an uncle that had a pacemaker, and there were times where the pacemaker does not, like, it did what it was supposed to do because his heart rhythm was, like, not what it was supposed to be. And all of a sudden, you'd see him go, and you were like, I feel like it's not what that should do. He's like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
it's fine. And we're like, really?
That's like some weird like Tony Stark type shit.
Right? It's like, it looks like you just got hit with, like, the paddles in a hospital.
I was going to say, is that what did he say it felt like that?
Yeah, I'm like, you're sitting in your like recliner and that happened. I feel like it's not accurate.
I mean, but also like I just got new prescriptions for my glasses, and I was talking with the optometrist just because they were of course asking if I wanted contacts or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not a contacts guy.
Me neither. I can't do the.
Because my thing is I don't need to wear glasses all the time. My eyes have my prescription has been getting weaker over the past like 5 years. Each time I've gotten glasses, they've been a slightly lower prescription than they were previously.
You're like the opposite of every other person that wears glasses.
So, from what I've been told, it's because the reason that your vision changes is because the shape of your eye changes depending on the fluid, the pressure of the fluid that's in them. So it's not necessarily that my eyes are getting better. The shape is just changing, so the prescription is changing along with it. Because
Gotcha.
my glasses have never been super strong. They've always been kind of weak. But I used to need them to read. I don't need them to read anymore. I don't need them to sit at the computer and look at the computer screen. If I wear my glasses while I'm working at the computer, I'll start to get a headache. So like I almost only wear them for driving anymore. But we were talking about LASIK. And I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. Like just the idea of someone cutting into my eye,
lasering it.
like yeah, I just 10 years from now maybe. Today
I can't even do like putting contacts in my eyes. I'm like, I don't want a laser in my eye. I'm good.
Yeah, no. Like I get that it's safe. I understand that. Like I'm not like one of these like anti-medical people who are just like, no, I don't trust it. It's just the thought of having someone that it's the thought of what could go wrong based off of my luck.
Yeah, right.
So
Now-
like,
now
like,
what-
with my luck, power to the facility would just drop in the middle of the procedure.
With your luck, they bump it wrong in the middle
Yeah,
of it, or there's an earthquake or something.
Or like for some reason, like I have Shay there to drive me home because I won't be able to see, and he just like backs up into the machine somehow, like he
Does
gets
he Shay?
yeah, because he's Shay. He just ends up in the operating room somehow and backs into the machine, and it just like slices off my entire eye.
And then they
Damn,
turn around
Shay,
and-
I hope you're watching this right now, buddy.
I love
It-
Shay.
It's when they turn around and go, "Okay, sorry, we did that, Josh. We didn't really mean it, but
We're
we've
sorry,
made you
we
this
have-
really cool Borg implant. So you have a laser coming out your eye. How is that?"
I was gonna say, like, I would go and then they do the surgery, and then I'm like, I sue them because I didn't get lasers coming out of my eyes.
Now, for
Like,
me,
what
it
do
would
you
be
mean
something
lasers
like
going in? It's opposite,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
they're
the
reversed.
point.
So like they're just shooting out the back of your head.
But I want lasers. I want laser eyes.
No, for me it would be like the South Park movie where they bring Kenny into surgery, and all of a sudden at the end it's like, we're sorry, Josh,
Oh.
we accidentally replaced your heart with a baked potato. You have about 10
Potato.
seconds to live. Like, what? I came in here for eye surgery. My chest explodes.
And then you realize they put an X on your knee to say this knee.
I want Borg powers.
Anyway,
You want Borg power? You want to assimilate everything?
Oh yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
like
What are you
if
selling
it
today?
was the kind of
This
thing where I
brick.
could just have the tubes that just like shot out of my hands, but then they could retract and no one would see them, I'd be fine with that. Like, I don't want to look like a Borg. I don't need like the weird arm with the claw thing.
You sound like Inspector Gadget.
Oh, that'd be cool. I think
Actually, I would be Inspector Gadget. That'd be all right.
Well, either Inspector Gadget or like Tony Stark's nano armor that could like shape itself into
Yeah. I
See,
want that.
whatever. I'd be fine with either of those.
I would kind of like if I was to look like a Borg, and like I would love to look like 7 of 9. That's the only one.
Wait. 7 of 9 when she was part of the collective, or 7 of 9 after she joined
After the collective,
after the collective?
I think that'd be cool. Skin tight suit, it'd be fun. I think I'd rock silver.
Oh my gosh.
man.
You're like, I want to be this one. And I'm like, okay. And you're like, yeah, skin tight suit. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Wow,
I-
what kind of skin tight suit on?
I'm
mean,
gonna
I'm
have to start
trying to
calling you Corey.
Corey. Who's Corey? I don't know. Who Corey is.
Corey Gibson does the retro show with us, but he's always creeping on Deborah Estelle Phillips.
I'm very. If you say the character name, I'll know.
Power
She was
Rangers
Katie
person?
in Time Force.
Oh, okay.
No one else
That-
knows what that is.
No, man. Wrong audience.
I mean,
it's
it's
like
like
whatever-
She's a Power Ranger. That's cool.
There is some crossover between Power Rangers and Star Trek.
No, my point is this is like every other show other than the Power Rangers
Oh,
show
yeah.
when we're all like trying to be like, there's the wrestling show and the Marvel show and the Star Trek show and like Power Ranger stuff. We don't really know what that is. And that like no one ever can list these.
But the Power Ranger stuff is what fuels the channel, and we're just like, okay.
Mm.
I mean, that's slowly changing. We have a pretty big Marvel audience now.
Good.
What if?
Yeah. It's
And Hawkeye coming up.
yeah.
I'm excited for Hawkeye. It looks so
too.
cool.
So like
It looks like
Die Hard meets Lethal Weapon meets Marvel.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm really
very
excited for
excited.
that one. I mean, I'm pretty excited for all the Marvel stuff that's coming out. Like, there's nothing that I've seen that doesn't look good.
I will say I wasn't expecting to be as excited about Hawkeye as I am. I didn't think like I'd be like, oh, whatever, it's Hawkeye, but I was also not necessarily thinking Hawkeye was probably going to be like one of my more anticipated shows.
Yeah. So I wasn't excited for the show until I saw the trailer.
Yeah,
Once I
The
saw the
trailer
trailer,
was
it's like, okay,
great.
Yeah.
this looks fun.
I like
but-
that they're also kind of varying up the way they're approaching each series. It's not
Yeah.
all the same style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's like I'm glad that that's becoming a thing too, because like obviously like Star Trek has that too. Lower Decks is a completely different show from what Prodigy is going to be. Prodigy is completely different than Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is different than Discovery, which is different from Picard. Like they all, like in the vein of Marvel, like they all feel like they're all part of the same universe, but
Mhm.
they also feel like their own entity within it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they not only do they feel like their own entity, they feel like what these characters might create.
Mhm.
Like Loki, I completely feel that is there's not too many other Marvel characters that could have a show that works out the way that Loki did. And Hawkeye, like you're not going to have too many characters that can do a Die Hard style,
Yeah.
Christmas
They're
spectacular.
also
Right.
they're picking good comic books like to it be
Adapt.
inspired, like the inspiration for these shows. Yeah, adapt for these shows. Like
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's probably
Hawkeye is based on the Matt Fraction run, right?
yeah, it's like one of the most, if not the most well-known Hawkeye run. And then What If is like a hugely popular
Mhm.
comic series.
Yeah.
Falcon Winter Soldier was based off like one of like the best Captain America miniseries.
Yeah,
So
they
they're
they they know what they're doing. Like they've been doing
Was
this long enough
WandaVision
now.
based off anything?
Yeah,
House of M.
there was a comic called WandaVision.
There is also like House of M vibes,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think something else. The House of M stuff, a lot of people think is going to bleed into Multiverse of Madness because we're going
Mhm.
to kind of see the outcome of Wanda has the Darkhold and kind of went crazy on a town.
All in a day's work.
Let's see.
Hope
When
this
did
works
Sword
out.
What are you doing over there, Josh?
I'm looking to see when the actual WandaVision cartoon, or not cartoon, comic was released. 'Cause I want to say it was like the 60s or 70s.
I love that we got those ridiculous like old school comic costumes for them to wear that legitimately looked like children. They looked like they were made by children. I like that's something your kid puts together from like what they find in a closet. That's amazing.
Or maybe it was Vision and Scarlet Witch. Yeah, it looks like the series it wasn't called WandaVision. It was called Vision and Scarlet Witch, and it was a run during the 80s.
Oh wow.
At least from what I'm seeing here, they did release a WandaVision comic. There's also, it looks like there's some art that was released for the new series that makes it look like old school comic books. That's really dope that I'm seeing here.
Nice.
Yeah, so these are really dope. Now I see posters that I want to buy.
Every time you look something up, you find something else to buy.
It's sad. So I'm like,
it's good.
Stuff.
Buy all the things. Buy them all.
I don't want to. No, I do want to, but I don't. But I think that's pretty much all we got for tonight. We've covered a lot of different things.
Star Trek, DC, Marvel, Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
Power Rangers.
I kind of feel like the last half hour, 45 minutes or so of what we've been talking about is kind of what the because we're working on just a general sci-fi show, because there's a lot of sci-fi content that's coming out. Like I had mentioned last week, we got Foundation on Apple TV Plus. There's the Invasion series that's based on Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming around. So we want some way to cover it. So we're looking at a show that might combine everything. We might keep Star Trek separately. We'll see.
Good.
But for now, I think that'll do it for tonight. You can catch us again Saturday for the Retro Ranger wrap up and the Retro Sentai wrap up. Sunday for the Illuminerdi Wrestling Order. I keep forgetting what day your show with Bryn is. That's Wednesday. Is that right?
Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time, because we're cool like that. We don't
Did
do.
you just say
no,
UK
one-
time? Like all of our viewers are going to understand what that means?
I was like, GMT, green minute time then.
That was not my issue with the time you gave.
Yeah, 7 p.m. UK time, which I have no idea. I'm guessing it's like 11
Yeah, I think it's
a.m.
11 a.m. here.
Yeah, but I'm going with 7. 7 of 9. Oh.
Wow.
That was a thing. Yeah, it's Zankaija. Next week's a tennis episode, everyone. Yay!
Tennis.
I don't even want to know.
Tennis. They all play tennis. It'll be Tennistopia. Tennis.
Sounds weird.
What are these shows you guys watch?
Greatness. Super Sentai is brilliant.
You know, it's like Food Wars. You know.
I was super not psyched when you guys started explaining that to me yesterday.
It's such a bizarre show.
It was like 3 a.m. You're like, let me explain something that we think is creepy. I'm like, I'm good.
Are we talking about the anime Food Wars?
Yeah. Joe and
okay.
I were at Anime Expo at the Funimation panel when they debuted that series, and both of us are sitting next to each other, just like, the fuck are we watching?
You know, the artist was a hentai artist.
I mean, that makes complete sense.
That's why when he eats the food, it's like, oh my god, clothes just rip off. It's a hentai artist. Brilliant way of doing it. I love it.
We also have the Marvel Watch Along on Tuesdays, where we'll be watching the penultimate episode of What If this week.
Caitlin's just moving on there.
Because I don't want this conversation. Thanks.
Thank you, Caitlin.
That is the second to last episode.
Yep.
And we're closing in on the end here of Lower Decks as well.
Yeah, we've got three more after that.
3 more.
8, 9, and 10. I can do math good.
Well, fortunately, Caitlin can do math well.
Yes, we have 3 more episodes
and
of Lower
Jamie
Decks.
has us covered on grammar, so we're all set.
After then, we have a week off, and we will be coming back, possibly to Twitch, possibly to Facebook, depending on whether or not we decide to do a watch along. Because after a month of Prodigy, we are going to have Star Trek Discovery starting. So we're going to have two shows going at the same time, so that might be a little hard to do a watch along for. We'll figure that out. We'll let you know. We'll post it to Facebook. We'll post it to Twitter and, everywhere. What's happening with that? And after What If is Hawkeye sometime in December?
November 24th is when Hawkeye premieres.
Yeah.
That's not Christmas time.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's post-Thanksgiving. Post-Thanksgiving is Christmas time. Realistically, in the United States, post-Halloween is Christmas time.
I mean,
that's a bit of a break between What If and Hawkeye,
Christmas stuff going up now.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'm sure if I went into like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, they would have a Christmas area that's like starting to be put together.
Probably.
I don't.
We're like
that at
2 days. We're like 2 days into fall, but yeah probably.
Yeah.
I'm someone who loves Christmas. Early.
I'm apathetic about Christmas.
I like Christmas because I get to just like chill and get presents. I am not religious. It has nothing to do with that.
Like I enjoy that time. Cool. I enjoy that time of year. But I like having worked in retail for a really long time before.
That's fair.
I got into the entertainment stuff. I got over it really quickly.
That's totally fair. I will say one of the most disconcerting things for me about moving to LA is driving around in December listening to Christmas music when it is sunny out and there's like no snow. It's super weird.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie and I had that in Florida. So it was like I got used to it. But
I'm used to a sunny Christmas. Yeah.
I'll never get used to it. I hate it.
After growing up in Pennsylvania, I kind of got sick of snow. So like now,
hate snow.
I'm glad. Like I haven't seen snow since I've moved out to California, except for like seeing mountains in the distance.
On the mountains, which is beautiful.
Which is great.
Freaking beautiful.
And I just like the idea that if I wanted to, I could drive somewhere and see snow, and then drive down to the beach and not deal with it.
Oh man, I love snow. I grew up in Illinois. I grew up around snow. I love it. Last year when I was in Michigan, we had like almost no snow the whole time, and then I think literally we had one day where there was like 2 feet of snow. I was like, this is all I need. Just give me this all winter.
See, meanwhile in the UK we get rain. That's particularly it, and we get snow whenever the weather goes. Do you want? You can have snow today, and then I hate it. So
yeah, do you guys get sleet?
we get sleet, we get hail. Literally, you name it, we probably get it, and it could be at any time from.
Terrifying.
Hail sucks, especially when you're driving through it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do get hail here in LA every once in a while.
See, the UK like that we get is
yeah. It's not like it's never anything more than like the size of a penny.
Yeah.
But
it's not like what we get in Florida when there's a hurricane.
Yeah, we don't get golf ball size.
We're also just on fire for like half the year, so
that's true.
Yeah.
That is like true. When people are like complaining about snow. Yeah, like when people are complaining about snow, I'm like, I feel like snow for a couple months is better than we're on fire for 7 months. Hope it doesn't hit us.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. In California, it's not snow; it's ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California, because I worked for the Parks Department for like a hot minute when I first moved out here, and I had to watch a video that was essentially them being like, "Okay, you're on call for natural disasters." I'm like, "I'm on what now?"
Nice, thanks.
14 of the 16 natural disasters happen in California, and the 2 that don't are the only 2 I know what to do with. Blizzards and tornadoes. I'm like, that's all I got, man. Are you kidding me?
Wait, we don't really get tornadoes out here.
Nope. No, that's what she's saying. Yeah. We don't get them out here. But how often do we get a hurricane out this way?
Not
It's possible though.
But yeah,
it is possible. Yeah, it is possible.
Would it be a hurricane or would it be
a typhoon?
Typhoon, because it's coming from.
No, it'd be a hurricane because typhoon is over on the eastern side of the Pacific. Yeah.
We can get remnants of a hurricane too if it's coming across.
If it crosses enough, but typhoon has more to do with being on the eastern side of the Pacific, and it technically is a little more powerful.
Is it? I thought it was the same thing, just called.
It's kind of the same thing, but typhoons, I guess, just the storms in that region can be a little stronger.
That makes sense.
Those are the ones that keep taking out Japan, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's Godzilla swishing his tail.
Yeah, right. I think my favorite is tsunami because it basically with tsunamis, it's like, oh, you notice this is happening, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Let's see. A typhoon is a mature tropical cyclone that develops between 180 degrees and 100 degrees east in the northern hemisphere. This region is referred to as the Northwestern Pacific Basin and is the most active tropical cyclone basin on Earth, accounting for almost 1/3 of the world's annual tropical cyclones.
1/3.
You're welcome, viewers, for scaring you with a natural disaster.
Meanwhile, in the UK, nothing.
Meanwhile, in the UK, you're like, it rains.
It rains.
And occasionally you get a hurricane that comes up that way, and you're just like, what the hell are you doing over here?
How close are you to
that way?
That area that Al Bundy visited, where his family was cursed and plunged the village into complete darkness?
What?
I remember that episode. Oh my god!
I have no idea.
Did you bring it
Married
back
with
to Star
children.
Trek somehow?
Oh,
Married with Children.
Oh my god! I remember that episode.
That was one of the weird last. That was in one of the last 2 seasons, when they had jumped the shark with being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know what to do anymore, so they're just like, you know what? Screw it. Writers, pitch whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they I forget if it was they inherited something or they won a vacation to
I think he inherited it. It was a relative. I think
something
he had a relative.
Yeah. So
he played. I think he played the relative, didn't he?
I don't remember. All I remember is that the Bundys went to England and the people in the village next to where they were upset with them because their family was cursed sometime in the past and the village was just always in complete darkness. But then by the end of the episode, they found some way to end the curse and there was no more darkness. So they were pissed at the Bundys again because now all their tourism went away because there was nothing special about them.
Okay, let me have a look. I found it. I found the episode.
Did you really?
I'm just trying to find like where it is.
Luck of the Bundys, 1993.
Okay, this is like 1963.
That really was
England,
the
not
end of the
Ireland?
series.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Luck of the Bundys. It's got an 8.2 IMDb rating.
That seems high.
Season
Oh
8.
No,
episode 4.
sorry. This is Nope, this is not the right episode. Sorry.
It's the England show, from what they call it. Hang on.
That's
The England show.
That's a
Lower
title.
Uncton? Is that how that's?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it, Mark?
How do you say it again?
UNCTON?
Uncton.
Uncton?
Lower Uncton.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Let me find it. Hang on.
Yeah.
Seamus
1992.
McBundy.
Okay. So the summary.
Seamus McBundy makes the mistake of insulting a witch who casts an evil spell upon the land, shading the town in darkness forever, as long as a male Bundy lives.
We're not even in sci-fi anymore, you guys.
It's gone into something different.
This is low fantasy now.
And sitcom. Like, what is happening? We also did our wrap-up already.
Right?
I don't actually think... Oh, no, Lower Upton. Oh,
my God.
I didn't know where this was.
I'm like slap happy right now. I have slept for like maybe 4 hours.
Apparently you can get a Married with Children playset.
I don't know.
Thank you so much for joining us on this week's Star Trek Lower Decks. I'm just commandeering this now.
Probably London. That's where it is.
Please join us again next week for episode 8 of Star Trek Lower Decks, right here with the Illuminerdi. Thanks, guys.
So long.
Bye.